The sound of drums fills the air in communities across the country this weekend as Canada marks National Aboriginal Day. That was the scene this afternoon at historic Fort York on the shore of Lake Ontario. Crowds enjoyed music, dance, crafts, and food. From the Maritimes to Haida, people are gathered this weekend to honor Indigenous people and culture. National Aboriginal Day was first proclaimed in 1996, and it's held each year on the 21st of June. It celebrates the unique contributions of First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people. And among those entertaining the crowd is Leonard Sumner. He's an award-winning Anishinaabe musician joining us in studio today. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
What does National Aboriginal Day mean for you as an artist and an Indigenous person?
Well, as a musician and an Indigenous musician, it means I usually have a gig for that day. But it also means like the beginning of summer and the growth, you know, like the beginning of the growth of like, I almost see it as a new year, you know what I mean? Like that's where everything's starting to happen and everything's starting to grow. Everything's in bloom.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's a great day to celebrate our cultures and as vast as they are across the country.
What do you think about the impact of today when you look at the TRC, the culmination of that and the report that came out, the missing and murdered Indigenous women, a report came out just recently on Friday. Do you think that there's greater significance to today?
I don't think it's a greater significance. I think more people are just paying attention to it because it has been a focal point in the media. Mm-hmm. So it's great to see these issues coming to the forefront, and a lot of people are now understanding the history of how things got to be the way they are between the relationship between First Nations people and Canada.
I was going to ask that. Are you noticing a greater awareness with non-Indigenous people, non-Indigenous Canadians?
Absolutely, yeah. There is a lot of people that are taking notice, and they're recognizing that there was people here and there was culture here. There was many ways of life here. Pre-contact and you know, like before Canada existed, we were here existing and thriving.
Now, you say that your music comes, in your own words, straight from the res. Explain that.
Well, I'm from the reserve, you know, like, and like it's kind of like, for me, I associate it almost with young Black America, the way they embraced their hoods, like when they came up. And for me, coming from the reserve, like I wanted to be proud of where I come from, even though like the reserve itself was used as a colonial tool, like to oppress people. I'm proud of the land I come from, and you know, I will continue to be proud to be Anishinaabe and do good things with my life.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think your music connects so deeply with people?
I'm very honest, you know. I don't keep a lot. I don't take I share everything that I go through, the experience that I have as a modern Anishinaabe person in today's society. I share that. I listen to a lot of people and I share their stories that they tell me through music, and just honesty is the best approach I see for music. Like, because there's a lot of ego involved in this industry, and as kind of a grassroots musician, I feel like I'm keeping it real when I'm honest and open.
Mm-hmm. And it's almost a way of communication, right? It's the way you get the message out, the messages you want to be heard.
Absolutely.
Can you take me through the song that you're about to play for us and the meaning of it?
The song is called The Ceremony, and it's in parenthesis, Minopamatazuin, which means to live a good life. And I talk, I'm going to share one verse, and it's on an unreleased song. And the verse I talk about is about someone who's gone through change, and they've lived a life, but they've come back to the circle and the ceremony.
All right, I'm looking forward to it. Take it away.
Thank you. Prayers up and tobacco down. Gave thanks for the ones who came before. And the ones that have yet to come. Beat a sweat as the wood is split. You said, you know, I didn't always live this way. Glad it found me when it did. others win. It's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful life.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. And just your guitar, is there significance with it? I know you were talking about the materials it's made out of.
Yeah, it's koa wood. So this guitar I bought as a result of one of my other guitars breaking.
Okay.
But it doesn't really have any cultural significance
Okay.
other than it comes from the land, as everything does. So I treat it with respect, just as any other instrument.
Well, thanks so much, and happy National Aboriginal Day.
Thank you.
Leonard Sumner is joining us in studio.